Hello, it's Michael Dutton, and welcome to the Manager's Minute. I'm your town manager of the town of Bridgewater, and I want to talk a little bit for a few minutes on the form of government that we have in Bridgewater. We call it the town of Bridgewater, but is it really a town or is it really a city? And that's a question a lot of people ask. Back about 2010 or so, the town voted, as a matter of fact, to change its form of government from a town, a traditional open town meeting form of government, and I'll explain that in a second, to a city form of government. So we now technically are referred to as the city known as the town of Bridgewater. So let me explain a little bit about open town meetings. So for those that have attended open town meeting in the past, you know the ins and outs and the excitement and the fun that can come with an open town meeting. For those that haven't been to a town meeting, the open town meeting form of government means that once a year, maybe twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year, everybody in the town is invited to show up in one place and vote on specific issues, and the most important one being the town budget. So that's the way it used to be in Bridgewater, and everybody would show up that wanted to. Quite often it was not a huge turnout, but everybody would show up that wanted to. And department heads would get up and argue that they needed more money for their budgets, or somebody else would stand up and say, no, we're paying too much for this budget or that budget. And then the town eventually voted a budget. Well, as I said, some citizens in Bridgewater decided that they wanted to see things run more efficiently, and they looked into a different form of government. So now we have what's essentially a city form of government. And in Massachusetts, there are about 13 towns that are similar to our form of government, a council manager form of government. We have 9 town councilors who are elected, and in the next election, 6 of those councilors will be at large, and 3 of those councilors will represent specific districts in town, 3 different districts in town. And the council makes policy decisions. It votes on ordinances and orders and resolutions, and ultimately the council decides then what my work plan is. So I execute the votes that the town council makes on an annual basis. So they vote the budget. The budget is an important component. It's an important policy statement about how we spend our money. Bridgewater does not spend a lot of money on its municipal government, despite what you may hear. We are fairly conservative spenders. We are very conservative spenders in town. In fact, we spend less than almost all the other cities and towns in Massachusetts on a per capita basis. So that's something that I talk about quite a lot. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way it is. So the important pieces or the important differences between open town meeting, where everybody gets to come and regular citizens just get to sit and vote on items, and it basically is the legislative body. So open town meeting is the legislative body. The Board of Selectmen is the executive body. And in our current form of government, the council manager form of government, the town council now is the legislative body, and the town manager is the executive. So those are sort of the differences between the open town meeting and the town council manager form of government. So thanks for listening.